Thanks everyone for joining us. My name is Mike Pearl. I'm Svitla's digital transformation and AI practice manager. And we're joined by Gonzalo, who's the senior AI ML engineer within Svitla. Today, we're going to be talking about AI for healthcare billing. We've had lots of, as I'm sure you can imagine, we've had lots of activity around AI, lots of projects going on, but this one caught my eye, and I thought it was a particularly interesting case study to discuss. Do you want to change? All right. So the agenda, we're going to open up with a welcome and introduction. Then we're going to talk about the problem, the challenge that we were trying to solve with this solution. Then we'll drill down a little bit into the solution and talk about the benefits from that. And then we'll have an open Q&A. All in all, it'll be about a half an hour. If we don't get to all of your questions, then we'll email responses to you later. I always love reading my own bio. I'm kidding here. This is me. I've got many years experience in AI and digital transformation. I've been working for many companies, and prior to joining Svitla, I was a Microsoft within Microsoft Consulting Services. Go ahead, Gonzalo. And
Yeah.
here's Gonzalo. He is very experienced, great guy, and talented. Experience in AI and data science with over 7 years experience, including auditory, payments, e-commerce, retail, and marketing. His diverse technical background includes AI, ML, and NLP, machine learning, cloud technologies, and a whole host of other technologies. All right, move on. So for those of you who are not familiar with Svitla, we've been around for over 20 years. We have over 1,000 engineers and over 5,000 projects under our belt, and we have 13 locations around the globe. Go ahead. So our AL practice is rather diverse. I'm not going to talk about all of this, but I'm sure, as you can imagine, over the past couple of years, AI, especially generative AI, has really been exploding. And we've had a lot of demand from clients interested in how to use this technology to gain significant changes in their business and improve efficiency, et cetera. So some of the things we've delved down into are generative AI with LLMs and NLP, computer vision, of course, model training and optimization, as well as RAG environments for those of you who are familiar with that. We provide cradle to grave services. So we offer initial consulting to help people understand a roadmap where this technology can best benefit them. And we'll take you through design, development, implementation, maintenance, ongoing support, retraining, et cetera. And we've also done a lot of work in intelligent automation. All right, next slide. Yeah, so just and I'm not going to read all of this. If anyone's interested in the slide deck, I'm more than happy to give it to you. But we have many projects under our belt at this point. Specifically within healthcare, we've highlighted, and I've got case studies that I can send you if you're interested in some of the other projects we've been involved with. But we've done work in medical coding, mental health assistance, orthodontic technology, opioid prescription, intelligent analytics to help reduce the abuse of that system, integrated medical platform, and we've worked with a global pharmaceutical company that all of you would recognize the name. All right, Gonzalo, next slide. And I'm going to hand the presentation over to Gonzalo, and he's going to go into the rest of it. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Mike. Thank you for the presentation. My name is Gonzalo, and as Mike mentioned, I'm a senior artificial intelligence engineer here at Svitla Systems. I have several experience in where it is AI and machine learning processes and products. So Here we are excited to have you to discuss how AI is transforming healthcare billing processes, specifically here in medical coding. Here is what we are going to be covering today. We'll begin discussing the challenges of manual medical coding. Next, we will explore AI-powered automation as a solution to these challenges. Then we will highlight real-world success stories from organizations that have implemented these solutions. And finally, we will wrap up with the next steps and QA session, like Mike mentioned previously. So let's go here to the problem. First of all, before diving into the solution, let's first establish a clear understanding of healthcare billing and medical coding, right? These processes are kind of critical to the healthcare revenue cycle, and their effectiveness direct impact of the financially numbers of the providers. So that's a thing. Here we have these three bullets that we are going to talk about. First of all, the medical coding overview. That medical coding is the process of translating healthcare diagnosis, procedures, and service into standardized codes. Like, for example, like we all know, the CPT, the ICD-10 are the standard codes that we use in this process. Then accurate coding ensures that healthcare records are precise and facilitates efficient billing by providing standardized ways to describe the patient interactions. Then we have the second bullet here, that is the healthcare billing explanation. The healthcare billing explanation basically is, when we are talking about that, is about submitting and following up on claims with health insurance to provide the payment for services and provide and help the healthcare provided of the in terms of the insurance companies, and make sure that everything is all right and we don't have any discrepancies there. Then reprocess that we have relies on the accurate medical codes, and we relies here to communicate what services were performed. We explain why those services were necessary, and we have here that without medical coding, the billing processes become error-prone and efficiency, leading to financial operation challenges. So that is really, really bad. Then the last but not the least point of this specific slide is how coding and billing are related, because the main issue of the project here is how these two are related. Then we have the medical coding and the billing that are kind of deeply interconnected, and here is the way that are interconnected. First of all, we have accurate coding that is essential for billing. For example, incorrect codes can lead to claim denials, delays, underpayments, and all type of issues that creates different bottlenecks in their revenue cycle. So that's an issue for every company that have that problem. Then we have that the coders provide the foundations for the billing teams. That is really important because the medical coders ensures that the procedures and services are correctly documented, supporting the submissions of those specific claims by the billing departments that we mentioned previously. Then we have the last bullet that is like, in terms of speed, this process speed up the term of the billing, in terms of the billing, and the accurate coding helps meet the regulatory requirements and reduce the risk of the most important things here, I think, in terms of healthcare, related to the audits and the fines that could be dangerous for us or the company that is facing these challenges. So let's stop talking about these specific things of the context, and we are moving right now to the challenges in manual coding. That is the issue that we are trying to solve. The challenges here is, first of all, we have time consuming, because coders spend significant time reviewing the clinical notes and assigning codes, and this specific task is delay a lot the billing cycle, so this makes the process time consuming. Then related with that, we have the human errors, because by having human in the processes, we have the potential errors because of the tedious task and the potential errors that implies a human doing that task. So we have like claims in denials, we have to rework, and we have revenue loss in those specific things because of human errors. Then we have the third one that is really important because and is also related to the human error. We have the heavy workloads because coders are like kind of overwhelmed in high volumes of environments, leading to reduce the productivity and ends up burnout. So that's a very important thing. And the last one is related to the last point that we mentioned in the other slide, is related to the compliance risk. The LLMs here helps us a lot in this specific topic. You are going to see that in the next few slides, just to give you a little spoiler of that. But this one of the main challenges is the compliance risks, because errors can lead to non-compliance with insurance and regulatory standards, exposing organizations to the things that they mentioned, audits, fines, and reputational damage. So that's a thing. Then we have an important thing here that is obviously the impact on the revenue, or the impact of these challenges. First of all, we have the delays in claim processing. First of all, when we are talking about that, the delay reimbursement affects the cash flow and financial planning. The manual coding processes often results in what we know in slower claims, delay in reimbursement from insurance, and also the manual coding often results in slower claim submissions, as we mentioned previously. Then we have the other point, that we have higher administrative costs that are incurred through corrections and resubmissions, and incorrect coding leads to claims denial and resubmissions, which increase the administrative cost, obviously. Then we have the revenue cost that occurs due to rejected claims and underbilling. And then we have the operational inefficiencies, divert resources from critical tasks, because we have a lot of resources doing this tedious tasks that are kind of not supposed to do that. And if we solve these challenges, they are going to be able to focus on more critical tasks and more important tasks for the companies that requires like less operational work or less manual work and more intellectual work. So here we have, and with these specific things that we mentioned, it's really clear that a manual approach is not scalable for the increasing of demands of more healthcare billing. So we have here the solution that we are proud to share, that to address this challenge of this manual coding thing, we developed an AI-powered medical coding solution that is called AutoCoder. Our fancy name is AutoCoder, and this solution, what it does is automates key coding tasks, delivering significant improvements in speed, accuracy, and also compliance. That is one of the most important points. Here, we have the what is AutoEncoder? It's like an AI-driven service embedded within the medical coding interface that automates the assignments of standardized medical codes such as CPT, ACI, ICD-10, that the ones that I mentioned previously, directly from clinical notes, minimizing the needs of manual intervention. That is a really good thing there. Then here we have different things to talk about. First of all, we got the key capabilities. The AI assigned codes for various procedures and diagnosis, minimizing the manual input, sorry. Then we have the built-in checks to ensure the code's accuracy and compliance with industry standards. Then obviously one of the most important capabilities, in my opinion, is that we handle large volumes of data and in an efficient way, for example, high demand environments. And here, the most important thing, and I think all of you are waiting to talk about this, how AI powered this solution. And this system, what it does is leverage NLP and LLMs to analyze clinical notes and assign accurate codes. This enables interpretation from context medical language for precise coding recommendations. That is the thing that the humans were doing previously, but now our tool is going to be doing in an accurate way and really, really fast comparing to, comparing to a human. Well, here, let's get a little bit deeper in what it is the role of the AI here in this solution. And in general, because LLMs are revolutionizing the ways that we approach medical coding. So we are going to break down their role and impact in like three different verticals here. First of all, I'm going to introduce the generative AI and LLMs. Basically, generative AI and LLMs, such as those based on GPT architecture, are advanced AI technologies designed to understand and generate human-like tasks. So what I think all of you know GPT. So these technologies works in a similar way that you are used to use GPT, but in the backend processes and doing different specific things tailored specifically for our processes. So these models have been trained on extensive diverse datasets, like enabling them to interpret complex tasks and announced language. Then we have the application in medical coding. That is the second vertical. That is really important because LLMs plays a vital role in automating the analysis of clinical documentation. Then what we have here is that they extract the relevant information from the clinical notes and accurately translate it into standardized medical codes, such as CPT, ICD. Only by understanding the context of medical terminology, the LLM ensure like precise code assignments, even for complex cases that are traditionally require like expert manual input because of the ambiguity of their context. So that's a really cool thing. And the key advantages that we have here in terms of the LLMs is that LLMs have contextual understanding, and the LLM excels at align code with the patient conditions and treatments, reducing the coding errors. So their ability to interpret like these subtle nuances in medical language ensures that the accuracy and reliability is really, really high. Then another important thing is the adaptability to changes that has this model, because in terms of what it is, compliance, auditory, and all of those things are constantly changing, or maybe some rules of the games are changing, and we are able to change the rules in the backend for our tool. So this tool is really, really adaptable in those terms. So adaptability is one of the important things to mention about our tool. And then we have an important thing that we have the integration with the classic machine learning models with that, because here in this solution, what we are doing is combining two different branches of the same thing, that are AI and machine learning. We are using the newest AI models and a traditional machine learning model in combined to obtain this specific solution that works really well for this use case that we have here. Then we got the key features of the solution that are these four. First of all, we got that auto-encoder development was driven by a focus on innovation and operational excellence. That's our key components that are included in the design of this product. First of all, we got the machine learning models such as XGBoost for the initial predictions. Then we have the processing techniques to steal the input data, reducing the processing time while preserving the essential context that we want to retain. Then we have the modular architecture to support the dynamic integration of the AI models and rule-based logic. That is so important because the rule-based are really, really important to be matching the different codes. Then we have the cloud services from AWS and Azure to ensure the reliability and the scalability of our solution. And finally, by combining all these elements, autoencoder provides us a really, really robust, adaptable, and future-proof solution for a healthcare billing problem like the one we are facing. Then we have some key capabilities that, for example, we have automate code assignments, multi-layer violation, seamless integration with existing systems, and we have also advanced data preprocessing and integration here. Then we have an important thing here that is I think worth to mention is the integration with existing systems. First of all, we got the seamless system compatibility that autoencoder adheres to establish industry standards, making it itself like compatible with existing healthcare and IT billing systems. So that's a really good thing. So because this eliminates the needs of extensive overhauls and allows, like, for example, a smoother adoption, including the cloud, the deployment services, the flexible architecture, and also data security and compliance. That are the four verticals that we have here. And first of all, to summarize, for example, the flexible architecture that we have, as we mentioned previously, we have the modular design that supports customization to meet unique requirements and be adaptable to different healthcare providers. So that's a win. And the last, and I think the most boring one to me, is the data security and compliance. But at the end, we need to have that. And this solution complies with like stringent industry standards like 𝐌𝐢𝐤𝐞, providing the confidence that data management adheres to all regulatory requirements. So that's an important thing to mention of the product. Then we have here one of the, I don't know, more technical slides that we are going to talk about it, because when we are talking about healthcare, ensuring data privacy and security is really, really important. And we have three different verticals to ensure that we are aligned with all the good practices there. First of all, we have a robust anonymization practice that is an advanced anonymization pipeline that processes patient data to remove identifiable information before analysis or external API interactions. So this guarantees that the patient confidentiality is preserved throughout the data and the handling process. So that's a good thing, because the patient is secure that their data is good and safe. Then we have the end-to-end data encryption, that all data transmitted by autocoder is protected through end-to-end encryption protocols. And then the last but not least, we have proactive security measures that the systems include real-time threat detection and continuous monitoring to safeguard against potential, breaches that could generate harms in our processes. And also we have advanced protocols to adapt any emerging problem, to maintain the product secure, and also the data like a resilient data environment. So that's it for this specific slide related to the data privacy. It's a boring point, but a really important point to clarify, because when you talk about healthcare, data privacy and security is really, really important. So here, let's move to the fancy part that is one of my favorites, because as we know, AI is constantly changing, and these are the next steps that could be implemented in the solution, taking in account that we are having new models from different AI providers that are capable of developing different complex tasks. Like, for example, here we can enhance the accuracy in the code assignment by using GPT-01, that is the last model that OpenAI releases, that includes the advanced reasoning models that enables a deep understanding of the clinical context, leading to more precise encoding, and obviously reducing errors by effectively interpreting the complex medical terminology and obviously the known scenarios that we may have there in our process. Then we have also an improved adaptability to the medical languages, that these systems are really adaptable to domain-specific medical terminology. So that's a a win because it handles variation in clinical documentations and also evolving medical jargon without requiring retraining of the models that sometimes is tedious and also really cost really high. It's a really high cost thing to do. So yeah, that's an important point to mention. Then we have the multi-layer validation that GPT-1 also is really good at performance effective multi-step validations in terms of ensuring the compliance and regulatory standards are uh, perfect, and also it reduce the false positives related to the validation mechanisms and minimizing the manual oversights that could be present there. And the final, but not the least, the last but not the least one, we have the superior scalability and processing speed. This is really good because this could be optimized for real-time applications in high-demand environments, inefficiently process large volumes of data, reducing the bottleneck. So that's a really good thing. For this one, in terms of speed, if we want for example, the tool to be a little bit faster, we can use GPT or one mini because it's kind of faster, but it's in terms of accuracy is lower. But this is a business decision, so a good thing to comment there. Then we are going to move to what it is the real world benefits. The real world benefits, and we are like getting to the final part of the presentation. We are, for example, we have here three different specific things that are, I think, really valuable for our solution. First of all, that the real world benefits of our solution was, first of all, the increase in accuracy, because a hospital reduced coding errors, speeding up the claims approvals and improving also the cash flow. So this was great. Then also the second bullet that is really important is related to time savings, that a clinic saved over like a plenty of hours per week by automating this routine task, allowing the staff to focus on higher value activities. And then the final one is obviously the scalability, that a healthcare network integrated autocoder without disrupting operations and enable it to handle growing data volumes and also those regulatory changes that are constantly happening. Then we have the efficiency gains in billings. First of all, when we are talking about the efficiency gains, we can talk about that this process or tool automates the routine of the coding task, reducing manual work. Then also it integrates with the existing systems, improving the workflow efficiency without avoiding humans to interfere in their process. Also ensures like accurate compliant code assignments. So that's really important because it's the core of the solution. Then also leads to a more predictable cash flow and improved in revenue cycle management. Then also frees up staff to focus on complex tasks, as I mentioned previously. And then also enhance the coder job satisfaction because balance the workloads more efficiently in a really cool way using AI processes. So then we have the scalability and the future potential related to the things that I mentioned previously. We have the adaptability to new standards. That is really important. We have the scalability to larger networks. And we have the last two that are the AI modeling elements that was related to the one that I mentioned previously, the use the opportunity to use the new models and the most powerful models in the market to make our solution better and a lot more efficient. And then we have the future integration opportunity that this flexible system supports potential expansions into what it is broader revenue cycle management, and also what it is data analytics, making it like a really long-term asset and not a short-term asset. So yeah, that it's what it is, or what it was the webinar related to this AI topic and this process and this cool tool that we have developed. So we can move to the QA session if we have any question there.